my channel. I am Elise, founder of Letters for Life. Today I'm going to be doing like a self-care, face mask, hair re-moisture video. And I'm just going to be talking to y'all. I don't have a script. I don't have note cards. I ain't got none of that stuff. It's literally just going to be me talking to you about how I actually started the journey of self-love. So I do have a video out about self-love. Make sure you check that out. But I kind of talk about how to start the journey of self-love and how to continue it. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about how and why I started the journey of self-love. So I'm kind of backtracking a little bit and just giving the background information as to why I started the self-love journey. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Okay. Your girl is coming to y'all fresh face, no makeup, and I'm gonna be putting on a face mask. My hands down, one of my favorite face masks to use is my turmeric face mask. And I've talked about this in my beauty hack video, but this is literally my favorite one to use. I'm not going to use it today though. Today I'm going to be using just a regular mineral mud mask. It was just recommended to me by my dermatologist, but you can use any face mask that works best for your skin. I like this one because it's a dark face mask and it literally like it hardens on your skin. Not the ones where it rips and it like hurts you, but you can see it like really working into your skin. And so like I said, this is recommended to me by my dermatologist, but you can use any face mask. So my face has already been rinsed with water, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this face mask to my face and then just talk to y'all, just do a little chit chat, and just kind of explain, you know, why I started the journey of self-love. Okay, I need some water because this thing is too tough, honey. This thing is like bricks on my skin. Alrighty, so the journey of self-love for me started after my last breakup. So I was in a relationship for a year. And hold on, before I do this, y'all, I don't have no patterns to what I'm doing. I'm very sporadic. So I'm sorry I don't do it real neat like the other beauty YouTubers, but that's why I'm not called to the beauty industry, you know? I'm just not called to it. But anyway, so my self-love journey started after my last relationship, and he broke up with me. And one of the reasons why he broke up with me is because he said I didn't love myself. And so for me, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, what do you mean I don't love myself? I love you, I love me, I love God, I just love everything, you know? I'm just trying to reason in my mind, like, what do you mean I don't love myself? Because you know, like when somebody breaks up with you, I'm thinking like you found another woman that you love, or you going through something financially, or you just don't want a relationship, or your relationship with God needs to get, you know, something that I'm thinking is the reason. Like, and then he was like, no, I just think you really don't love yourself. I was like, it just threw me off. It just really threw me off. That's the catalyst to what started my journey of self-love, is just being broken up with because he literally said I didn't love myself. So thank goodness, while I experienced the breakup, I was back home with my family and I had close friends by, so I didn't have to really experience it by myself. But we were together for a year, and just hearing those words, it really hurt. And so I'm going through all those emotions. You know, I don't even think I left the bed, y'all. I think I was literally in a bed for a week straight. Oh, your girl must have been funky during that time, honey. Must have been funky. But anyway, so I didn't leave the bed at all. And right after that, like I want to say like a couple of weeks after, I had to leave to go to Cali. So I had just got orders to Cali, and so I was just traveling, and on top of dealing with like the loneliness of a relationship, I had also relocated from the East Coast to the West Coast, all the way from South Carolina to Cali, and I was by myself. I didn't have nobody out here, no family, no friends, nobody. Your girl was legit by herself. And so I was moving into my apartment, and when I finally kind of got a system myself, the first thing I realized that I needed to do was heal. And in the process of healing, I signed up for therapy. And so literally, I am pro therapy. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I know people got different opinions about therapy. I know people think different stuff about therapy, but literally I am so pro therapy because it is so therapeutic just to vent to somebody, just to talk to somebody who is not biased, who really and truly just is in neutral ground, and they just want the best for you. So I'm pro therapy. I signed up for therapy, and that was so beneficial to me. And on top of signing up for therapy, I also started journaling. So journaling allowed me to do a lot of introspect and just reflect on just what the issue was. I fully believe that in a breakup, it's not just one person. I don't think, unless that person is like a horrible person, but more than likely, in some shape or form, two people in the two people that were in a relationship could have did something better. Whether that was you could have loved yourself more and left, or you could have listened more, you could have been more attentive. Whatever the case is, I truly just feel like in a relationship, and two people contribute to why it didn't work out in some shape or form. Not all the time, but in some shape or form. And so I did a lot of journaling, and I just would pray and just talk to God. And this face mask is getting all over the place, honey. And I just remember just asking God, and just like asking God for just his love and his peace during that time, because it was extreme. Like I said, it was really hard for me because I didn't have nobody here with me. It's also in God's presence, and I think that was the key to it, is that God wanted me to be alone. And I was so used to having somebody around me. Like, I don't think I ever had been by myself up until that point. Like, I always had a man. I've always had friends. I've always had a roommate. I always had a suite mate. I always had somebody there. And moving to Cali by myself after the breakup, no family, no friends, no man, I was by myself. And when you by yourself, you have to really come to grips to you, your personality, your flaws, your strengths, and what you need to work on to be a better person. I had to come to grips with it. I did, and I fasted. And I highly recommend that if you are just dealing with a breakup, or just dealing with, just relationship issues, or just anything relational, I highly recommend that you go on a fast. Fasting, it breaks the enemy's back over your life. It literally opens so much for you on the spiritual realm. I can't even put it into words. And I'm highly recommend y'all fasting. Like, it breaks the soul tie, it breaks the emotional ties, it breaks just that spirit of burdenness that I need that person to live and I need that person to survive. Like, it brings it all back to Jesus. And I highly recommend, like I said, you go on a fast, even if it's 21 days, 40-day fast, a week, a day. I highly recommend you do some type of fasting when you experience a breakup. Let it sit on my face for a little minute. It's kind of starting to harden already. So if y'all see me talking weird, it's because like my face can't move, okay? I'm about to go ahead and re-moisturize my hair. I'm not going to take my hair out completely because I'm lazy. And so I'm just going to re-moisturize with some regular water, fresh aloe vera juice, and my oil mix. Y'all already know, if you watch any of my videos, it's the same oil mix. It's coconut oil, the olive oil, there's some, I think, castor oil in here, the wild growth oil, and I also added just a little bit of shea butter as well. So it's a lot of different oils in here as well. So I'm not going to take my hair down completely, but I am just going to take it out of my halo braid. So if you want to know how I achieve this, it's literally just two big old braids, and I just cross them in the back. I have a video about that, protective styles in the military. Go ahead and check out that video. But it basically is an amazing protective style for natural hair, because it protects your hair throughout the week. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna spray this stuff in and re-moisturize my hair, but I'm not gonna actually undo the braids. So anyway, so I experienced that breakup, and like I said, I just got into God's presence, and it just showed me through it all, through the whole journey of self-love, it just showed me that, you know what, at the end of the day, God is all you really need. And I say that, and I'm not saying that to be cliche, like, oh, God is the only thing you need, because we hear that a lot, especially in the Christian community. But really and truly, like, a man can never satisfy you. A woman can never satisfy you. Your children can never satisfy you. An amount of money can never satisfy you. Your job will never satisfy you. Only God can satisfy you. And when I came to grips with that, I was just like, man, it set something off in me. It did something to me to where I was like, you know what? I can't believe I wasted all those years chasing after love, chasing after acceptance, chasing after something that could never even feel me in the right place. Like, it could never fill that void that I truly felt. And I'm just so thankful, that I was able to learn that. Maybe not at a time that I felt like was best. I felt like I should have already knew that at the age of, when was that? I think I was like 26. I feel like I should have already knew that at the age of 26. But I'm just learning to show myself grace. We show grace to everybody else. We can give everybody else a forgiving chance, but we can't give ourselves a forgiving chance. And so I was just like, you know what, Elise, you're doing the best you can, and stop being so hard on yourself. And I'm learning how to, just soften up on myself. And so that's what started the journey of self-love for me. Experiencing a breakup, literally that was the reason behind it. And so yeah, ever since then, like I said, he's reached out to me, he's contacted me, and just trying to talk. And I'm like, you know what, I could go back if I wanted to. I could go back if I was super lonely. I could go back, but you know what, I don't even desire it anymore. Like, God has really shifted my desires to where I always want to be in his will. I always want to be close to God. I always want to be hearing from God and what he wants from me. And so I just realized, you know what, you blocking my next, honey. My ex may be blocking your next, honey. I need to have all eyes open when my husband come around, honey, because he could be crossing me, and I'm over here texting my ex. Like, no, baby, honey. I need to have all eyes open, okay? Is that you? Is that you I see, okay? I'm just making sure. You know what I'm saying? Your ex could be blocking your next, and I just did not want that to be the case for me at all. And so, I was just like, God, let's start this journey together. And ever since I've been in God's presence, has every day been perfect? No. Has everything been like the best time and I just feel like, oh my God, every day is perfect? Absolutely not. There are some times where I say, dang, I wish I had this, or dang, it would be nice for this, but it's not my season for it. So I've just come to realize that God's timing is always best. And on the self-love journey, y'all, you're going to have ups and downs. Like, there's going to be some times to where you want to revert back to your old way of thinking, or you want to revert back to just thinking that you need somebody or you have to have something to feel special, and that's just not always the case. So whenever those times do come and you feel weak, remember God. Keep him at your presence. Keep him in the forefront of your heart. Surround yourself around people who encourage you. Surround yourself around people who love on you and who constantly remind you that you're not by yourself. And then another thing that I kind of just want to touch on is just kind of like the beauty aspect of self-love. So a lot of people get so caught up in like, oh, how they look or how they, I don't know. I just feel like self-love is more than just taking care of your body and your skin and how you look. Like, yes, this stuff is important, putting on a face mask, which is about to dry on my skin because can't even move my mouth, y'all. Y'all see it's starting to dry? Yes, this stuff is important. Yes, my hair, I feel like it's important, but it's not everything. Love journey, make sure that you also focusing on those spiritual aspects. What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your soul? What are you taking in? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Like, all that stuff plays such a huge role in your secure journey because they have an impact on you. And so just surround yourself around good vibes. Let me tell you, because I love myself, I started to invest in myself. And so another thing with that whole breakup is I started to just really invest into new knowledge. So I actually signed up for coaching. And the coaching wasn't the most cheap thing to do. I signed up for coaching for my book. I signed up for coaching for my brand. I signed up for therapy. I listen to podcasts. While I'm at work, I'm not listening to music. I'm not watching TV while I'm at work. I'm listening to podcasts about how to write your first book. I'm listening to podcasts about how to love yourself, how to grow as a woman. I'm listening to stuff that feeds where I'm at. After I finish with this face mask and I finish with these braids in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a book. And I read different books about different topics. So I'm reading a book currently about God's view on marriage. It's called The Sacred Marriage. And it literally has shifted my thinking about marriage. And so little stuff like that, like me just taking in knowledge and after a breakup and taking in, just like loving stuff about myself. I speak life over myself. Now, am I perfect? Like I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you can trust and believe I am not the same woman that I was a year ago. I am not the same woman that I was a day ago. And that's because I'm constantly taking in knowledge. So make sure that you are also, besides just taking care of your physical beauty, make sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. A lot of people claim that they want to grow in God and they want to, grow in Christ, but they don't have no devotional life. Now, are we perfect? No, we're not perfect. I ain't saying try to be perfect, but what I'm saying is if you want to grow in an area, you have to invest in that area. I had to invest in my spiritual journey. Do I want to wake up at 4 o'clock every single morning to spend time with God before I go to the gym, before I start work? No. There have been sometimes, y'all, if you know me, you already know I am not a morning person. I am not about that business, honey. I love to sleep. Not all the time, But there be some times where I just be like, Lord Jesus, touch it, Lord. Touch me, Lord. Wake me up, Lord. And it'll be something that happens where I got to get up. Like, I got to pee. So now I got to get up. So now I'm up. So now I got to spend time with God. Like, it'll be stuff like that be happening in my life. But I just, listen, it's not always easy, but it's worth it, though. You got to invest in where you're trying to really grow and develop and put your money where your mouth is. If you're trying to open up a business and you don't know nothing about business, you should probably invest in that area. You need to read some books about business or invest in a webinar that teaches you how to run your first business. You have to really put in that work so that you can see the results and just know that at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. Basically, just to end the video, self-love for me came from an unfortunate event. It came from me being hurt, from me being broken, from me experiencing pain like no other. But out of the pain, purpose was birthed. Out of the pain, there was something so beautiful on the other side of it that I couldn't even see, couldn't even fathom, couldn't even understand at the time. I wouldn't have made this video to help encourage somebody if I didn't get hurt. When you're experiencing some type of pain or hurt in your life, just know that on the other side of it is going to be a testimony that's going to make you stronger, that's going to make you be able to encourage other people. If I didn't go through a breakup, I would have never launched this channel. If I didn't launch the channel, I wouldn't have been able to encourage people. If I wouldn't have been able to encourage people, there would have been somebody still hurt out there because they needed to hear my testimony. So if I rewind it all the way back to the breakup was a blessing. There was a blessing in the breakup. And there's no hard feelings. There's nothing ill towards any of my exes. I just know for myself, and this journey of self-love, I had to let people go. I had to let friends go that didn't mean me no good. I had to put some family members in a proper place. Does that mean that I have the perfect life? And does it mean that I'm just walking on this journey of self-love every single day and just feeling like I'm just the most perfect person? Absolutely not. I always am reminded of God's love for me. My self-love journey does not start with me. It starts on how God views me. And so I just want to encourage somebody. Hopefully this video helped you. If you like these kind of, I guess, more personal videos, I can do more of these. But just make sure you comment down below any video topics that you want me to go over. Hopefully this video helped you. Hopefully you can see of how I actually started the journey of self-love. Like I said, this is kind of just off the top of my dome, just me, I guess, talking. I didn't really have anything in mind that I really wanted to say, but I just wanted to let people know exactly how I started the journey of self-love and to show you the behind the scenes and not just the end results. If you need encouragement or you know somebody else who may need encouragement, please write into my foundation, www.letusforlife.net. As always, I love you, but most importantly though, God loves you. I will see y'all in the next video.
Dream about it, I go get it, that's how I do it. Not in the store.